What up, what up, what up? This is Astro doing the daily moon horoscope reading for September 27, 2018, y'all. I'm looking at the chart at like 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the east coast of the U.S., okay? So work with me, y'all. Shit. So let's look at this moon, right? The moon is at the first decan of Taurus, okay? The first decan of Taurus is ruled by Venus, just like the Taurus sign. And so we're being extremely Venusian right now. Very lazy, we're getting really comfortable, really snug, and really enjoying the luxuries of our life, even if there's only a little bit of it. We're really enjoying it for real. But a big thing with this Taurus moon energy is we are reflecting on our self-worth. We are reflecting in our material worth. Maybe with us getting comfortable and trying to get into the whatever luxury we're in or that we have in our lives, we're thinking like, wow, I really want more, or wow, I really deserve more. That's how your emotions is right now, okay? You're really feeling like you deserve more and want more out of life. After kind of getting into your Taurus mood, get into your Taurus mode, you know what I mean? So with all that being said, you know, you're reflecting on your self-worth, how you feel about yourself. And you're what's really important is that your self-worth is based off confidence, how you feel about yourself and how you are displaying it outwardly. The thing is, I always say this with this Taurus energy, y'all, is that you have to be confident to feel self-worth. And that self-worth is going to be something that's inside that you build up yourself. And it's going to come out from the inside outwards, that energy, right? And people are going to know to come to you correctly. You know, you might have a little test where you feel this sense of self-worth and you have people come to you telling you, oh, hey, I want you to do this. That's not worthy of you. Or, hey, I want you to do that you feel that's not worthy for you. But once you say no and you pass that test, no one's going to come to you incorrect. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? So you have to really feel that shit from within. That's the big lesson between this Taurus moon, no matter what decade it is in, okay? But let's actually talk about the aspects this moon is making, because it's making a couple, okay? This moon is conjunct Uranus, all right? So again, our emotions are connecting to our authenticity, our quirkiness, our weirdness, our uniqueness, what makes us cool, what makes us different. But with all this energy being in Taurus, we're thinking about, how does this make us worthy? How does this make us different? How does this make us feel better about ourselves? And how can we possibly monetize off of this? You know what I mean? Our uniqueness, our different way of thinking, our quirkiness. You know what I mean? So you're definitely thinking about that for sure. This moon is also square North Node. North Node is moving along. It's at like 3 degrees Leo now. Shoot. North Node is about to move into Cancer soon, y'all. And we're about to be focusing on our family instead of our creations. Even though some of our creations is our family because it's children. But, you know, for the single people. But beyond that, though, listen. With this square that's happening, we feel that we want to kind of focus on our own self-worth, our own confidence, making money, and like being comfortable with the money that we are making, like being truly self-made, right? That's what we really want to focus on. But with North Node being in Leo, we're not really focused on the money. We're doing things just for the culture. That's what I like to say with Leo North Nodes, is that we're trying to do things for the art of it, for the creative art of it. You know what I mean? Just doing things because we want to give to the world. We're not really thinking about how to monetize off of it. And so those things are literally missing each other. Even with Uranus conjunct the moon, you know, it makes it a little bit less difficult because, you know, Uranus is connected to creativity and how people perceive the talents. But, you know, you may be seeing that the perception of talents are totally different from what you're creating. You know what I mean? Or at least you just feel that way. So it's a really interesting energy to have. You know, you're feeling that, you know, I need to focus on my self-worth. I need to focus on how to make this money, how to make myself secure. While the North Node energy, your path is telling you like, no, hone on your talents, do things for the art of it, do things because it's hit your soul. And you're like, nah, I need to get some money. That's how it's working out. This is really interesting energy here. This moon is going to be in conjunct the sun and Mercury. Interesting energy here. And so both Venusian signs, right? But again, just like I was describing the Aries and Scorpio energy, these two Venus signs are similar. While Taurus is more of the introverted Venus, Libra is more of the extroverted Venus for sure. With Taurus, it's all about self-worth, right? Working internally and building your own self-worth and material worth, which people would think is externally, but you kind of keep that money shit to yourself, right? And so it's really introverted energy, kind of building yourself, making yourself self-made. Taurus energy reminds me of like self-help books, like kind of bringing yourself up. I know it's a lot of Taurus people love reading self-help books or books from like rich people or successful people, so they can kind of see what they did, see if it resonates, and kind of follow a specific or similar path. You know what I mean? So for sure, wow, the sun and Mercury is in the extroverted part of Venus, which is in Libra, which is all about relating to people, connecting with people, building relationships and learning from people, having the meeting of the minds with someone, really just getting to know people and learning from them, not learning from a book, not learning from maybe even their own experiences, not learning from watching what other people do, just learning from hearing people talk and connecting with them and relating with them. You get what I'm saying? And so there's differences here. Your emotions feel like, no, I need to kind of work on this on myself, see what other people do, kind of work on my pace, which Taurus's pace is slow as fuck. Okay? While Libra's like, no, let's put ourselves out there, connect with people, build a relationship with others, see what they did and work that way. And so these energies are totally different. Your mind is and how you communicate is very connected to relating with others, since Mercury is here. And even with simple stuff like your everyday routine task, you want to like connect with someone. You want to do this with someone, right? And then, with the sun in Libra too, you identify with relationships, whether romantic or platonic, meeting up with someone and really working things out, really getting to know them, vibing with them, being very compatible with them, and just understanding their mind, right? And so, but again, your emotions are like, no, I want to work this through myself, and I have a slower pace, so I just want to work at it in my pace, and I don't want to worry about someone else, like going in someone else's pace because I'm talking to them. So those are the kind of energies that are going through us right now, and that's why it's not the most connected energies for sure. The moon is actually opposite Venus too, so with Venus and Scorpio, this energy is almost going to be retrograde, so I'm going to have to do a retrograde video soon. But, with this energy in Venus, right? With this Venus energy in Scorpio, we are being quite reflective on what is intimacy to us. What would we desire out of intimacy? How can we grow from intimacy? What is shared worth to us? Like, we're really trying to understand what intimacy means to us and how we get to intimacy. Now, this is the interesting thing, and I had this conversation with my soul tribe too, is that intimacy is like a solid thing, right? It's a solid idea of you getting emotionally close to someone, right? You kind of having this transformative love where it's two people coming to one, that is intimacy, and there's nothing that can kind of get us out of that. How we get to intimacy is the difference here. So for instance, if we're talking about 8th house energy, right? We all know that intimacy is what I described. Two people coming into one, having this transformative love, emotionally binding with each other, but how they get it is based off the sign. So air sign folks probably get through intimacy through talking and communicating with each other, relating and connecting with others. Water sign folks get to intimacy by really understanding their other person's emotions and learning everything about them and how they move and their intuition and stuff like that. Fire signs get to intimacy probably through sex, but definitely explaining their passions and letting, others kind of go with their passion and they go with their passion and they kind of work together, and someone that's just understanding of their ever fiery fire, if that makes sense. And how does Earth get into intimacy? Through sensuality, through practicality, through having them in your everyday life, seeing how they practically fit in your life and being sensual with them, So it's still, intimacy still has this overall meaning, but how people get to it's different. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to just add that point there, because it was a cool conversation that I had with my soul tribe. Shout out to them or whatever. But anywho, that's kind of the questions that you're working through. What is intimacy? How do I get to intimacy? What does this mean? Do I desire this? Do I want this kind of like almost twin flame kind of love? Is this for me? You're kind of wondering, kind of going through the desires of Scorpio energy, of this transformative shared worth, shared money, shared feelings type of energy, while the moon is sort of self-serving. There's nothing wrong with being self-serving. We got to balance it all. But your emotions are like, no. I need to work on my self-worth, not shared worth. I need to work on my material worth, not shared money. I need to really build my own confidence before I worry about the desires of intimacy and what does that mean to me and what my love language is and stuff like that. So, emotionally you feel like you got a lot to build up and to work through, honestly. This moon is also trine Saturn, which is good. This is really good energy. The thing is that, again, Taurus is all about self-worth, kind of building yourself up. And, Saturn and Capricorn is all about building yourself up, but in a different way. Building yourself up through status, through authority, through climbing, getting a specific reputation. Taurus is kind of like working yourself up by yourself, Taurus reminds me of a little bit of a fake it till you make it energy. Capricorn can be like that too, but Capricorn don't mind starting from the bottom, now we here type. They don't mind that type of vibe. You know what I mean? They don't mind that at all. And so the energies that actually have the same goal, they go about it similarly, and so the energies are flowing well. And what you're doing too is that your emotions are saying like, I need to build myself up. And Saturn's kind of saying like, okay, well, kind of get yourself in a situation where your status is up and you'll start to feel better about yourself. You know what I mean? It's just practical minds, practical energies meeting. You know what I mean? Very interesting energy there. And then, lastly, what I'm going to talk about is, this moon squaring Mars. So, with Mars being in Aquarius, right? This represents our drive, our motivation, sometimes our anger. So, it is a possibility. First of all, shout out to Mars being in 4 degrees, Aquarius. It's actually right, yesterday, the 26th, it was right on my, ascendant. Yep. Starting yesterday. So word up to that, right? I'm finally going to get that drive and energy to get shit going. Yeah, I've been trying to work out and it's been difficult. So it would be nice for Mars to finally hit my ascendant so I can get shit popping. But anyway, but with Mars, right, you have the drive to, connect with friends, to connect with society, to, work with society, be motivated by big groups of people. That's the type of energy that you're feeling right now. But with the moon being in Taurus, Again, you're not focused on other people. You focus on self, working through yourself by yourself. Similar to Aries. It's right next to Aries, right? But in a different way. You're not trying to improve your personality, your persona, and appearance. You're trying to improve your self-worth, how you look to others, your own confidence, and your money. Because that's the thing. Taurus already got the looks. It's ruled by Venus. It ain't worried about the look. It's worried about, just having the inner confidence and having the money to match with it. You know what I mean? And so again, these energies are not agreeing with each other because you actually are feeling motivated by other people, by your network, by other groups of people. You're being motivated by your dreams and wishes, and you're aware that you have to put yourself out there, but you're a little bit afraid because emotionally you feel like you have a lot of self-work to do still, which I get it. We're going through a full moon. We're going through the full moon energy still. I understand, but sometimes you just got to put yourself out there. If you need to wait, the moon moves through the signs pretty quickly. So you can wait until the moon's in Gemini to put yourself out there. But don't forget that, okay? Don't forget that that's needed. All the elements are needed, okay? All right, so that is my daily moon reading for the 27th. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, care, and all that good stuff. And I hope you have a beautiful day. 1.